Welcome to the Fast Mode podcast series. I'm Tara Neal, and with me today is Jonas Cedenwing, Chief Technical Officer at Telness Tech. Telness Tech's Seamless OS is the world's first agentic telecom operating system, fully modular and automated, built to replace legacy complexity and vendor sprawl. The company built a fully digital operator from the ground up, automating everything from onboarding to billing. It made Telness the highest rated mobile operator in Europe, a title still held today. Telness Tech was named the winner of the Cloud Native Network Leader Award at the Fast Mode Awards 2025, recognized for performance. Welcome, Jonas. Great to have you on today's episode.
Thank you very much. Great to be here.
So, first off, congratulations for the win. And
Thank you.
I know, I know it's a huge thing. And we want to know, what does the award mean to the Telness Tech team?
Well, it's great to be winners, right? But of course, it means a lot to us. Because I think it recognizes kind of the technical foundation behind everything that we have been building for many years now. To me, telecom is, I've been in many industries before this as well, and telecom is one of the most complex industries to modernize in reality. And, big operators, they're often working with the fragmented the legacy systems, they run manual processes, and they carry extreme amounts of operational costs. And I think kind of the large vendor ecosystem, they struggle just to deliver services that customers today in the digital era are basically expecting to be instant and digital from a kind of customer experience perspective. And our mission has been to change that. So yeah, it feels great.
Wow. So like you rightly pointed out, the number of vendors every operator is handling, and the kind of peculiarities that come with each definitely is mind-boggling. And to have a solution to address that is something that I think is of great value in today's
Yeah.
environment. So yeah, and let's talk about your solution, which is Seamless OS, right? It's the world's first agentic telecom operating system. It sounds very interesting. So what is it really, and what problem does it solve for operators?
Yeah. First of all, kind of with Seamless OS, we have built kind of cloud native, modular and automated operating system for telecom. Um, and it's also the first agentic telecom operating system, but in simple terms, that is kind of the software foundation that helps operators launch, run, and scale. I think the scale is important here. We'll talk more about that. And scale their services without inheriting the legacy telco complexity. And for me, telco complexity is basically that the impact is that you become static, and we make sure that you not become static, and you keep flexible. Basically, if you would Google or ask AI, what's the reason why most MVNOs or operators change their BSS vendor today, it would basically clearly state out it's because I can't change anything, and if I want to change something, it will cost me a huge amount of money, and it will take a long time. So our whole architecture in kind of from the ground up has been built with the mindset of being sure that you can always change your journeys throughout just through configuration without the need of developers, but also we never know what's coming next, right? So it's also important that we can adapt quickly and go to market with new features really fast. And that's basically what it comes down to. What operators need to avoid is kind of to rebuild the old telecom model again, stay out of fragmented systems and these kind of the best of breed approach architecturally. So they get rid of manual processes and the static integrations that they're used to. And we also started off with best of breed. So I'm talking from kind of experience. I didn't mention that in the beginning, but I was also part of the team founding Telness, an MVNO in Scandinavia, targeting the B2B segment. And we started off by having multiple set of vendors. And every time we wanted to change something, we always had to speak with vendor A, B, C, and try to make them kind of change the things at the same time. But basically they couldn't. So we were stuck. And that's when kind of growth stopped. I think that's kind of one important part there. And then if we just move on to kind of the agentic part here, which is of course important, it means kind of the platform is it's designed not only to kind of execute individual tasks, but also kind of to coordinate the work across the whole operation and the business. It basically connects everything that was separated before. It connects all of that kind of data, workflows, rules, and actions, so the operator can move from manual process into kind of intelligent orchestration. Um, and for the operators, the impact of that is basically speed, efficiency, and control. And they can launch faster, automate more, reduce dependency on all of these vendors, and yeah, basically adapt new product segments and everything really, really quick. I think also one point here is like there's a lot of kind of talk around the AI kind of era now, and I think what
Yep.
many of the platforms vendors are doing is basically adding AI on top of something that is not fully flexible. And I think I want to kind of point out that I don't think that they kind of the speed does not come from one AI feature on top of that. It comes from having the right orchestration and the kind of possibility of doing that in the operating system underneath. And that's, we're basically set for adding AI. I think also that's why we moved into this so fast, kind of compared to everything else I've seen on the market, at least.
Wow. No, it's very interesting to know that, it's from your experience trying to build, the fully fledged telco operations that you saw the need for flexibility, especially, when you want to upgrade, you want to change components, you want that level of freedom to be able to, like what they say, the agility is very important for us to respond to market needs, right? And you can't be locked into a certain structure. And you also rightly pointed out about the AI not being an afterthought, in fact, being embedded natively, in the solution, which is, I think, makes a lot of difference today. So, one of the things for BSS specifically is, CX. Operators are trying to differentiate themselves through CX, right? So, talking about CX, what are the biggest challenges operators face when trying to modernize their CX?
Yeah, I think going back to that flexibility and the component there, because if you look at least from the vendors that we were using ourselves, but also what I hear from uh, even customers that have moved to us already or potential customers that we're talking to, I think going back to that kind of, they have their own ideas, like this is how we want to differentiate. This is the products, the offers that we want to put to market. We want to send an SMS notifying a customer about their next best action or personalized offers, but they never have full control of configuring their own journeys, which basically at the end is the CX from my perspective. Is like the subscription is not the product here. So I think that is probably kind of the key component again. And if we move kind of, or we talk about AI, adding AI into that mix, you also need to be able to kind of incorporate that as steps into that orchestration layer to build kind of the CX journey of tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Interesting. I mean, there's so much focus on CX, right? And
Yeah.
therefore, having the right tool to be able to create the experience that you want to create is definitely, something that's very valuable today. So, and we talked about AI being, the core of the solution rather than, rather than being just added on or sprinkled on, every module or something. So, and you guys have recently introduced the AI-enabled workflows. So how are these helping operators work smarter and more efficiently?
Yeah, I think kind of the AI-enabled workflows in general, they help operators move from kind of reactive operations to proactive automated operations. It's not only a layer of suggestion, which we talked about earlier as well. So I think kind of the key point here is that AI value in telecom does not live in a chatbot or the single feature. It lives in the platform's ability kind of to orchestrate the whole business and the journey and the CX that you mentioned as well. So in many telecom environments today, I think teams still spend too much time on manual work. And going back to what I said before, this is our own problems from the beginning. We never build tech for the sake of tech. It's always like we know that we were checking systems, we were handling repetitive support issues. We had to coordinate everything between teams. We update the customer information. All of these things that, like, you just have to do it. It's just an action, and we that's I think that's what we're trying kind of to get rid of in reality. And what's really important in order to do that is, of course, making sure that the AI agent and the components of AI can execute tasks. It should not only be like, please analyze this, tell me what to do, and I still have to do it. Uh, so you need to be able to incorporate these decisions and the analysis that it actually comes up with, and to actually perform the task in the journey. And even if you go one step further, of course, you need guardrailing around this, but also be able in the future to kind of to perform the task on behalf of the users. So they don't even need to have a UI. They can basically say, I want to upgrade now. Can you please just
Yeah.
upgrade me? And it just performs it. And that's not possible if you don't have kind of the baseline here.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So I guess, that makes it fully agentic, right? So, you
Yep.
provide the intent and it translates that, and it selects its own tools, and then it executes, on behalf of, what would the employees or, the technical teams would be doing, in legacy environments. So I guess, it really cuts short the time. And then at the same time, it enables you to scale quickly and fast, especially in intelligent decision making. So I guess, that's why there's so much buzz around, the agentic systems. And I think BSS benefits a lot from there. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess, going back to your solution, the Seamless OS, we know that it's built from, your own experience, like what we spoke earlier, because you guys operate as the digital operator. How has that shaped the platform and the value it delivers to customers?
Yeah, I touched upon that a little bit before as well. I mean, I think that experience shaped everything. I don't think you can even build a platform out of theory. Um, so that meant we experienced the real operational changes that, or the challenges that telecom had firsthand, basically. And the fact is that with the platform vendors that we were using, we just couldn't do it. I mean, as I mentioned, we became static, growth stopped, and I'm just so happy that we understood that it was basically only related to the platform itself. I don't think I think that's one of the mistakes that a lot of brands that I see, that, oh, we scaled so fast, we grew up to this number, and now we just can't handle it because the operational burden is just too high, and
Yeah.
maybe they don't even know that what's out there and what they can actually make a change to fix it. So I think you can say with one sentence, like, this experience taught us that the platform is in reality the operator. um, so I think that's probably, now we're solving real problems. We never build the tech for the sake of tech. We've always built it from the CX perspective first. I think maybe that's why we're so well positioned as well. And we just keep on doing that now for more and multiple brands every day, listening to their actual challenges, making sure that we solve their problems and not the technical engineers' problems
Yeah.
on the back, basically.
Wow. One thing that we know is that soon Telia is going to be the first MNO to deploy Seamless OS. So that's a huge milestone, right? So, why do you think it has a huge significance in your journey?
For us, of course, it's huge, it's big, again, and also related to the award. I mean, it's another check mark. Like, what we're doing is right. I mean, it's a huge MNO, and they have done all of their due diligence. They have analyzed the product bit by bit, and basically came up with, okay, this is probably the best thing we've seen, and we think that we can leverage a lot here. Basically, make everything so much simple, but still kind of gain the same kind of impact on their customer experience, or even a lot better, I would say. So I think from that perspective, it's really, really good. Of course, it will help us in our journey as well, because now hopefully other MNOs see this and see, okay, someone's actually taking the bet here that this is the future. And I think they're totally right. So I'm impressed. I mean, it takes courage, That's also a problem in the telecom industry in general. So I'm really happy with the fact of that happening.
Wow. And it's a huge testimonial as well. Once it's deployed and it's running, and you'll be able to share these and share your case studies and the outcomes that you guys are delivering. So I guess, it'll be something interesting to watch. And, talking about, something interesting to watch, we would like to know, what do you think the telecom operator of the future will look like?
Yeah, well, I touched upon that a little bit as well. I think maybe we're moving out of the UI era. Of course, kind of how can we make a more seamless user experience? I mean, there's a lot of talks about um, OpenAI now basically looking into UI, well, phones without UI, basically, where you just have a microphone. You talk to your agent, you have your personalized assistant along the way. Of course, that assistant would, in that case, need to be able to talk to systems or other AI agents where they can actually perform tasks on behalf of the user. I think uh, we're probably getting a more slim version, and it will iterate, of course, over time. But if I just see the vision of that,
Oh,
I
wow.
think that's getting.
Yeah, that would be very interesting, wouldn't it? It will
Yeah,
change the game plan, of how experience would look like in the future.
yeah.
And and underpinning that are newer solutions like what you guys have brought to the market. And hopefully, it basically, sets new milestones for, the industry to follow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're basically the division I was just talking about right now. I don't think maybe the AI kind of implementations are not ready for it yet because it needs more guardrailing. We probably need more
Yep.
governance in general. But technically, from our perspective, seamless is already there. I think we basically support it because we can incorporate agents at every part of the journey already now.
Awesome. Well, Jonas, I guess that brings us to the end of the session. So thank you so much for sharing your insights and the company's journey, as well as, about your solution and all the amazing things that you have in the pipeline.
Thank you very much. Very nice to be here. Appreciate it.
Awesome. And to everyone tuning in, thank you guys for listening. If you want to learn more, visit telnesstech.com and follow us for more updates and insights as we continue to uncover the latest in technology and telecommunications. See you in our next session. Bye bye.